Hey everybody, Dan here. Wanted to do an update on Ptyas carinatus. I don't have any actual captive breeding updates, but I did want to sort of bring the project up to speed. I've had some new people approach me about possibly with some interest in getting involved with these guys, and I'm hearing from a few people that I've heard that they're difficult to acclimate, and I don't know who they've heard that from, but I wanted to kind of pull some of these guys out and show you how well they're doing for me. I'm going on 5 years with some of these captives, and some of them are newer, but they're establishing really well. Losses are extremely minimal, and if you know what you're doing, they acclimate really well. And of course, like I'm continuously saying, they're really exciting animals to have in captivity. I suspect that one of my competitors, who this species was completely off his radar, watched my videos and see some of the promotion and some of the genuine excitement in the hobby about these new animals. And, he smelled money, so he got a couple animals. And then, they made it to the kids in Florida, so they got flipped and then flipped again. So I'm not sure if the animal's bouncing around from place to place. Maybe one or both of those animals died due to stress. I really have no idea, but I'm having really good luck with them, so I'm here to dispel the rumors. So anyway, for example, this is one of my longest term captives. They watch me. They have an unbelievably strong feeding response, but once they're out, they're really cool. This is a big male. Not my biggest male, but certainly one of the most impressive and real beautiful. But so this guy's going on 5 years in captivity. Really thick. I've nicknamed him Scar. He came with a kind of a war wound here that's healed back towards the tail on this side right here. But he's one of my animals that I'm using for breeding. These guys breed right in front of me. They're not bashful about it whatsoever. So anyway, 5-year captive, doing pretty darn good. And this whole wall pretty much is filled up with Ptyas carinatus. So that's one of my long-term guys. I have a newer animal here. This guy's pretty big and impressive. I don't pull him out that much. We're not quite so familiar with each other just yet. I've had him out a couple of times just because he's so large. I feel like when this guy fills out to the point of the other one that I just had out, he's going to be very, very impressive. This is a really thick animal. It's a younger animal, I can tell. I have some older animals, they take on a different look. But this guy, when he fills out and rounds out, he's going to be something else. So, like I said, don't handle these guys that much, but I've had him out a couple of times. He's been okay. He's a little nervous, but he's been all right. So that's a pretty big one. I'm excited. He's established. He's doing good. I had to start him on frog legs, and then I switched him over to scented quail, frog scented quail, and then I got him now. He just eats 4 or 5 2 to 3 week old quail at a time. So he's starting to fill out. He's looking really cool. One of the other interesting animals that I haven't shown too much is one of my melanistics. I do have a pair. And again, this animal is not super familiar with me, but pretty interesting stuff here. Now, when they're excited and they swell up a little bit, there's some white banding in the skin that shows. But the belly's black, and this is a melanistic right here. So pretty excited about that. I do have a female. She's a little bit fresher, not quite as girthy, but I've got her feeding on frog legs and things, so I'm just kind of working it. So that's the melanistic. And then I have a youngster. So I'm going to show you something with the little guy here in just a second. So this is a little female. This one came out of Malaysia. Is a lot bigger than it was when it first arrived. I actually have it as my one of my featured pictures on my Facebook. But this one is getting extremely familiar with me, and it's to the point now where I can feed it by hand. And there we go. So this one obviously is feeding rodents, and after it's done feeding, I'll pull it out and let you see. For those of you that have been kind of following the progress, it's gotten a lot bigger. It's growing really, really fast. So pretty cool. You know, very, very rare to see them that small. I've never seen anything smaller than this, and I think realistically, it's going to be anything, you know, captive bred here out of this room. That's going to be the next time that I see any babies. These guys are, like I said, they're very familiar with me. They're comfortable with me. They watch me and that sort of thing. And they even breed in front of me. So take a look at this next clip. So I'm working really hard with the Ptyas carinatus, trying to get them to breed. So I've been doing introductions and separating for feeding, and then more introductions. I put my biggest girl in here with the male, and he went at it immediately. They are full on copulating right now. I mean, it's as graphic as it gets, and I can't even close the door. So these animals have been in captivity, and they're so used to this work area and the activity that they just don't have any issues with you know, doing their thing in front of me anymore. Prior to this, it was a very private affair. They wouldn't do anything in front of me. And I mean, you know, she's in season. She's building eggs. I can feel them. I believe I counted 11 or 12. And, you know, this is something else. This is the stuff that gets me really excited. He's real excited too. But, you know, hopefully I'll be able to get some eggs and make that happen. This male is beautiful. Is very beautiful gold tail animal. One of the most extreme that I have. And then she's my largest girl that I have, and you know, she's just thick and ready for breeding. So this is the pairing that I've been putting together the most. So yesterday was feeding time, feeding day. I got them all fed, all the girls. Now I'm going back and doing the reintroductions again, and I've never had a response like this before ever. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't have any snakes that breed like this, just straight up in front of me, tails hanging outside the cages. Never. This is a first, and I've been doing this a long time. So it's pretty exciting stuff, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know. This doesn't, I don't believe this takes too long. Not like some of the other boas and pythons and things that remain copulating for a long time. So, you know, I'm kind of like, should I go in and eat dinner, or should I try to manipulate this door closed? Should I leave it alone? I don't know what to do, but hey, why not film? So, good stuff. So, wish me luck. So this is the youngster. For those of you, like I say, that pay attention and kind of follow the progress, snake has grown a lot, easily doubled in size. It looks a lot different than the Indonesian ones. It's a lot lighter. It has kind of a grayish pastel kind of color to it. Really, really pretty. But I love I love these babies. I mean, look at the eyes. It's just crazy looking. It's doing really, really good. And, you know, I'm kind of glad that I have a baby to kind of get familiar with as far as feeding and that. And that way I kind of know that when I do have eggs and I do have babies that I'm kind of going through feeding trials, I don't think I'm going to have any problems, because this was a wild caught baby and I had no issues whatsoever. It was super, super easy. So anyway, lucky to have it, lucky to have received it. But that is fantastic stuff right there. So anyway, as you can see, that that breeding video is something else, and I've experienced that actually several times since then. Just kind of blows me away, because I breed a lot of snakes, I breed a lot of different types of snakes, and none of them do that like that in front of me. That was pretty spectacular. But you know, here's another one. This guy was the very first one that I received. He's big and he's old and he's got his little scars and war wounds and stuff. And he wasn't always like this, but he's become quite familiar with me. I trust him, and you know, it's pretty cool. This is a big snake. So again, like I've stated before, I'm hoping to bring these to the hobby. So I know there's a lot of interest. A lot of people keep messaging me and trying to kind of stay on top of the progress here. But you know, it'll happen. It'll happen. It's been hit and miss. I've had some infertile eggs. I'm just kind of trying to unlock it and figure out exactly what's going on with these guys. The acclimation done, breeding done, and now I'm getting a little bit of infertile eggs in that. So I'm right there. I'm almost there. So give it some time. Got to be patient. These are all wild caught animals that I have to establish in captivity. Somewhat of a guessing game, but you know, if any of you guys have any questions, you know, you can hit me up. I have no problem sharing the information, and you know, you're hearing that they're difficult to acclimate. Well, ask me, and I'll fill you in. So anyway, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Ptyas carinatus, hopefully coming soon, and we'll get back at you here real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.